I wore my red today. More than 4 of every 10 public school employees are education support professionals. We perform a variety of jobs that promote quality education, foster positive learning environments, prepare and serve nutritious meals to make sure that students are ready to learn, provide caring and reliable transportation, and maintain safe and clean schools for all students. Job categories for education support personnel, also known as extra special people, or ESPs, include para-educators like myself who work with and support special education and regular education students and also assist the teachers, transportation, clerical, custodial, technical, and food services, to name just a few. And without us, the schools could not run. Together with the teachers and the administrators, we make up the very important team of educating our students in New Hampshire. I would like to share with you why I think that collective bargaining is important. I began my career as a paraeducator 7 years ago. Our ESPs, like many other across the state, had many workplace concerns, ideas for improving student success, and strong beliefs about the important role that we play in education. So collectively, we became involved in the bargaining process. Many of the issues that are brought to the table with management, they're not monetary necessarily, they are human rights and respect issues.
That's right. That's right.
All across this great state of New Hampshire, the ESPs are better able to advocate for fair and equitable treatment in the workplace through this process. They are just some of the issues that we've resolved. These are just some of the issues we've resolved through the collective bargaining process. Basic rights, like having time to eat lunch and to go to the bathroom, and not assigning people to duties beyond their scheduled hours. Creating annual employee evaluations so that ESPs can be recognized for their strengths and improve upon their weaknesses, which only enhances education in the end. Creating language that allows due process when there is a discipline issues. Imagine that, due process. We have some schools in the state of New Hampshire that afford their students due process, but their employees do not have due process. Creating language that allows, creating accurate and upfront job descriptions, adequate training before beginning a job, health and safety of the students that we work with, and health and safety for our members. For example, training in bloodborne pathogens, first aid, CPR, the use of EpiPen for allergies, advocating for professional development so that we can improve our skills and impact student achievement across the board. Creating a fair and reasonable pay scale. Yesterday, I inquired as to the history of why our local bargaining unit formed back in the early 1980s. Apparently, there were employees that had been working for many years So back to why our local formed. Back in the early 80s, there were some employees that had been working there for up to 10 years, and the management started bringing in people who were brand new and hiring them at a higher rate of pay. Well, this didn't go over well. They were also working people to the bone and treating people poorly and unfairly. The ESPs had no time for lunch, let alone time to go to the bathroom. So they formed CESPA. The manner, and I don't know how you feel today, but I last night was completely outraged. And I just feel that the manner in which House Bill 2 was passed is outrageous. It's outrageous. And people should be really angry at how this has gone down. 8 short days ago, under the leadership of the Speaker of the House, Bill O'Brien, the bill came in the form of an unannounced last-minute amendment to a massive House bill, House budget bill. They just tacked it in there hoping it would slip on by. And it was presented late in the day, so no one was around to protest, and nobody even barely found out about it. They hoped that we weren't watching. Supposedly the intent was to level the playing field. That's a joke. The way this bill is worded, it puts 100% of the power in the employer court. It's akin to having a hockey team with one side that has sticks and the other side doesn't have any. I wonder what the score would be. It's like the leadership of the House knew that there was going to be a rally today, and they chose to be cowards and ram the vote through ahead of schedule.
That's right, exactly right.
This is unequivocally not what we teach our students about democracy in our schools. It was sneaky and it was unfair. There were no hearings held before the amendment was adopted. If there had been a hearing, we could have shown that New Hampshire's budget problems were not caused by overly generous compensation of public employees like you and like me. I actually took a picture of the house that I live in, a 2-bedroom rental property, and my rusty car, but I forgot it. Like we're all living high in the hog on our salaries. It's the abuse of the legislative process. This is an abuse of the legislative process, and they should be held accountable. This kind of major policy change should not have been tacked on to yesterday's bill, but rather proposed as its own legislation, making it the subject of public hearings and studies by committees and subcommittees before they took a vote. This is what the democratic process is all about.